Okay, hello everybody. Long time no talk.
Yeah.
Death Clock Armageddon here on the Death Clock Armageddon channel for the first time in God, who cares how long.
Couple of years. It feels like a
So
year and a half, 2 fucking years, man.
yeah, I don't know. It's whatever. When we need it, it's there.
Yeah.
But so obviously we've come here. You could see by the title, it's tribute to Cody Brainerd. If most of you know what happened. If you don't, the poor kid passed away a couple days ago from brain cancer, and we're here to come full circle in the life of us, our association with Cody from
Mm.
like what was it, 2014, 2013. That's when we first met him. That's who helped us start our quote unquote e-fed careers.
Yeah.
So
It was, I believe it was late 2013. Actually, might have been late 2014. It wasn't, I didn't, you may have met Cody first. I don't think it was the first people I come in contact with was Ian and Jack.
yeah,
Those are the first two. And I remember you and I, we talked and we were like, what, let's help these guys out. They're, because they had a similar idea to what you had. I remember you pitched it to me with the e-feds, but like created into like the 2K games,
yeah,
so on and so forth. And then via Michael Miner, we kind of, you know what I mean, caught wind of these guys and they wanted to do Skype calls with us and what have you. And
yeah, yeah.
that was the beginning of everything.
hmm And we've had quite the past with this kid. In fact, we have several videos going against him towards the beginning of this channel, and
Mm.
man, I mean, we said nasty things to him. We did nasty things to him. He reciprocated. Believe me, it wasn't one
He gave
sided.
it right back, man.
So I mean, but the journey from then to now, it was friends, not friends, friends, not friends, and it's just a cycle. It happens. It happens a lot on this website. So I mean, it's nothing new, and it's just ultimately it's so. With that being said, the back and forth and in the fighting and the non-fighting, it develops a connection. Like, we have a connection with Cody for that. Not only did we have wars with him, we had peace with him. We were in various e-feds with him. We had many off-air conversations with him. I personally have spoken to him about depression and stuff because I know he was dealing with it, and just other stuff. So it's like we built a connection all those years. So it's like this news coming to us. I mean, we knew he was sick. We've seen the pictures. We've heard the stories. And it's just very, very sad. And just talking about, I'm starting to stir up the emotions. Like I can feel it in my
It's
chest.
hard.
Yeah, it's
It's
hard.
hard to, yeah, it's hard to talk about because I've fucking myself. I'm glad that we kind of waited to do this because it gives you time to digest everything and see how actually like take everything into perspective.
hmm
The actual impact that this young man, we call him a kid because we getting old. We're old folks now, but especially myself. But just the impact that this kid actually had on people is when you sit back and you think about it and you look at things, it's like this guy actually touched a lot of lives. And I mean, think about it. He's made friends from like Jack's in Scotland, Ian's in Scotland, numerous other people from the UK, ourselves here in the northeast of the Americas. He's Dallas up in Canada. You know what I mean? Jerry in Ireland. He's touched a lot of people's lives, whether it be negative or positive. And the thing is, For me, the one thing, I have to say, first and foremost, condolences to the family and the friends.
Of course, of
And
course.
I'm not a religious person, as you know, but my thoughts are with you, and I'm so sorry for your loss.
Hmm. Same,
The
same.
the one thing, and I've talked to you about it too. This is the thing I admire about him the most is, and you touched on it. Well, it was you. I didn't know that he was even sick.
Yeah.
Jerry random messaged me. You know that I basically have left this community,
Hmm.
and I was like out of the loop. I had no idea what was going on, and Jerry messaged me that actually he gave me a Facebook phone call, and I'm talking to him, and he told me that Cody was sick. I'm like, well, what's wrong with him? And he's like, he has I think he has brain cancer or something. And I'm like, I thought he was fucking around at
Hmm.
first. I'm like, you kidding me, right? Like, no, it's for real. And then I seen, so I went and got into the loop again and found out everything. And I'm like, well, is it, I asked everybody, is it terminal? Is it terminal? Is it like inoperable or anything? And I couldn't get any answers. I even asked you about it,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't get any answers. And I asked Scott, it was last week, I actually like publicly addressed this on one of Unigamer's hangouts. I was like, the one thing about Cody is he's a brave, fucking courageous, never give up, fucking pain in the ass of a, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
In the best way possible. And I've said to you many times, and I've said it to you. You remember? I'm like, where does this fucking ego? Where does this confidence come from? I want to grab him by his fucking throat. He's
Hmm.
like, how dare he? How dare he fucking even talk to us like this? But he
Right.
did it, and he always had a fucking smile on his face,
It's true.
and I admire that. And the thing is, I want to believe that, even towards the end, and I don't want to believe it. I know it because I've seen it via picture, that he still had a smile on his face
Hmm.
as he was fighting something more important. Like, he's fighting for his life, not for a YouTube reputation, not for views, not for any of this ridiculous nonsense. He was doing it because he was fighting for his life, and he
Right.
still had a smile on his face. And I take solace in that. That gives me a little bit of peace. The one thing that I regret is I didn't have the opportunity to make peace with him like you guys did. The
Mm.
majority of everybody, who's had an issue, because let's be honest with ourselves. We've all had issues with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. Like, there's no stone unturned when it comes to that.
Hmm.
I never got the opportunity to, make peace with them, and that hurts me quite a bit. Find out, like, in all honesty, like, how I found out about this was you and Jason. I think simultaneously. Like, I don't know if it was simultaneous, but you guys all know I work nights,
Hmm.
so I'm asleep most of the day. So when you messaged me, Jason had messaged me too, and saying that he had passed away, and it was the first thing I saw when I woke up that day.
Right.
And it's not a pleasant way to start your fucking day off, by no means. And obviously, I had to ask Jay, like, I asked Jason first, like, are you serious? You know what I mean? Is this a
Yeah.
fact? And then, when I saw your message, I knew that, it had to be true. Otherwise, you would never fucking joke about something like that.
Hmm.
And it's just like, Jesus Christ. I was just talking about this kid, and this, trying to implore him to fight on and everything, and then less than a week later, you find out that he passed away, and it's, you don't wish that on anybody.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? You don't. It's for all the when you look back at it, the negative things that you really, Dark Horse said it best. You really can't say anything bad about him when you think about it. The problems that people have had with him only pertain to mundane, you know,
Not important things.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just ridiculous things that really don't hold any bearing on life
Hmm.
and what friendships are supposed to be built as. So it's I can't, and when you look back at everything, it's hard for me to talk. I don't even know like this. I'm still like trying to digest this
It,
because. Go ahead. I'm
it
sorry. Go
it's
ahead.
it's just unfathomable. Like, just, man, it's literally a year ago I was in a feud with him in the NWS with Noah for the tag team championships, and he was making promos on me. It just,
You'd never know there was anything wrong.
yeah, I don't know. I can't talk. I just, I am lost for words on the whole thing. It's like,
This is not a topic I'm comfortable like I'm not. I don't deal with this shit well.
yeah,
So
same
it's
here.
like,
Like, I'm trying to hold back, honestly. Like, if you could see my eyes, I have watery eyes because my emotions get the best of me all the time. When
mhm,
So it's like, but man, the kid, 19 or 20, I think, I don't know.
20 years old.
So much potential, so much left to live. Who knows what he could have been? He wanted to be a lawyer. Who knows? He could have been the lawyer he wanted to be. He could have been the best lawyer ever, but we'll never know.
Yeah,
So it's sad.
it's sad when you think about it. 20 fucking years old, man. He didn't even live life yet.
No.
He didn't even fucking live life yet. He just all these dreams and aspirations they go out the window, and it's not because he did something stupid. This was something he had no control over. That this is
Hmm.
something nobody had control over. It just happened,
No.
and
Exactly.
it's what I mean. Like it's just like life. When did that term? Life throws you curveballs.
Yep.
This is one hell of a curveball to throw somebody, and this is why I don't understand. You know, religion. Like, well, every life has a meaning, and we're so important. Then why would a life like that, for someone who didn't do anything to anybody, somebody who caused nobody no harm, somebody who stood up for his friends, so courageous, so fucking brave,
Hmm.
sticking up, standing up against assholes like you and myself and numerous other fucking, I'm saying? It sounds like a joke, but it's the
No.
truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, why does a life like that you have to end so soon? And yet you and I are still here. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's and numerous other people. You take that into perspective, and it's been said in all these other videos. You're not guaranteed a tomorrow. That's the
Exactly.
honest to God truth. You're not guaranteed a tomorrow, and again, it's like it gets to me. I'm trying to keep it together because the older I get, the more I'm starting to cry during these things, and I don't want to. I'm trying to like not be that guy.
Yeah. Same here.
It's it's just you just I'll say this, all right, and it sounds morbid, but if I had a choice and I could switch places with him, I would do it so that he could still be here, and I would be on my merry way and be happy with that. I mean that when I say that because truth be told, he really was a he was a good guy. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's eating at me that I couldn't make peace with him when the opportunity was there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's it's been eating at me all week since I found out about the news. It's been eating at me since I found out he was sick. You know what I mean?
I had mentioned the same thing to the guys in the NWS. I wrote like a bunch of stuff in the chat the day it happened, and I'm like, I'm so happy that I was able to make peace with him, because if if I didn't, I just feel the worst, and I can only imagine what you're feeling like. I mean, he's a kid that we don't really know from Texas, but we know him. You know what I'm saying? We have that connection. It's like we don't know him personally. We're not his next door neighbor or his.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
it's still like say we went all these years and all we did was fight this kid over the internet, a kid half
It
our
wasn't
age.
always, but it wasn't always fighting.
It
You know what I mean?
wasn't.
It
It
wasn't
wasn't. No.
always fighting.
But I'm
You know
just
what I mean?
saying. I'm saying, imagine a world, the world like this world, the YouTube world, where Death Clock Armageddon, all we did the whole time we knew him was fight
Mhm.
him, and then
Yeah.
and then this happens. You know, we feel like
It just puts
we feel
everything
like
into
garbage.
perspective. It's, it just puts everything into fucking perspective, man.
Hmm.
It hit me months ago, man. I had my fucking breakdown. I shut my fucking channel down because I'm looking at things, and this is, just another fucking another fucking thing just to add to the list of reasons why what we do in this community is stupid.
Hmm.
It's a waste of time. You could be making friends, you could be making relationships, yet we fight with each other. And what are we fighting over?
Nothing. Meaningless nothingness. Like at the end of the day, being right about this and being right about that, opposing this person's opinion, what's it gonna change in your life? Nothing. Nothing. And Cody, it was usually the one to say that. Why are we doing this? Why do we have to fight?
Right.
And then you and I would be like, because you're a little bastard with a snide little jackass, things like that. And
How dare you fucking, it's a how dare you talk to us? Who are you? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly. But now,
And
what's the
again,
point?
and every time we would say something like that to him, he just looks into the camera, smiles at you, and tells you to go fuck yourself.
Hmm.
You can't help but respect that. And
Well,
I
I
don't know who T is, but yeah, I'm as strong as whatever, strong enough. But
wherever. Yeah, I don't know who T is either. I didn't even see. I wasn't even paying attention to the chat, honestly.
I thought something popped up out of the corner of my eye. I don't know.
But
Whatever.
wherever Cody's at right now, if there's a heaven or hell, wherever he's at, I'm sure he's in heaven. If there's a heaven, um, he's smiling down on his buddies, his family. He gets to hang out with, his favorite wrestlers that passed on.
Yeah, I would hope so.
So it's like,
It's hard to. It really is hard to talk about, man. This is how I'm sipping on this shit. It's
maybe I need something.
like this isn't the first time I've talked to people about this,
Hmm.
and it's I blew up on a couple people, you know, just yesterday, unwarranted. You know what I mean? Just because you don't understand like how something's going to affect you until it actually happens to you. You know what I mean? And you we it's coming from me like it just again it puts things into perspective like the crazy fucking things that we say, the crazy thing from my personal experience, the crazy things I've said to people, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? You've seen it. I don't have to explain it to you.
Hmm.
The you say these things, right? And because it's on the internet, you think nothing of it until something like this happens.
Right, right.
And then it's just like you look back at it and just again like what are we doing? And that's like you said, that's something he would always say, like, what are we doing? Why are we wasting our time fighting with each other? We could be building a community. Instead, we're too busy tearing each other down. And that's I think that's one of the bigger lessons I've learned from him in retrospect. And again, it's just like I'm starting to become redundant. But I really this really beating me up is that I didn't have an opportunity to make peace with him before he passed.
Hmm.
It's really eating at me.
I'm I'm sure I'm sure Cody would have happily accepted your apologies and made amends with you, bro. I think all would have been well, in my opinion, because even,
Shout out to Dallas, by the way.
I think I've said probably a lot worse things to him than most people. Like, I wished one time that hurricane that went through Texas wiped his house away.
Oh Jesus.
I said it in a video and everything on my Jesse James Resurrect channel when I still used it. So it was like, for me to say that stuff and all this other stuff I used to say to him, and he still accepted me back and still allowed me to come back to his NWS and be his friend and talk to him and whatnot. That's the type of person he was, and I feel that he would have done the same for you. It doesn't matter how many times you left, doesn't matter how many times you fucked him over or whatever. He would have accepted it. I honestly believe so, deep in my heart.
It just I'm sure he would have. It's just that I wish that, I would actually have had, the opportunity to actually have a legitimate conversation with him
Right.
one more time. You know what I mean? Just, to solidify everything and put everything behind us, water under the bridge type of thing. It's
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I just want to address the chat for a second. Um, Dallas says it's really nice to see you, gentlemen. Welcome back. Just want to make everyone aware that's watching this. This isn't a comeback for us. This is a one-time video. We just wanted to come on here and obviously pay respects, talk about the good times, talk about Cody, and that's all we do. But we're glad to be here for you guys. But yeah, T, why did you stop talking about wrestling and MMA?
who gives a fuck about that right now? You might as well get fucking banned from this chat.
Right.
Stupid motherfucker.
So I mean, it's not important. We're here to talk about Cody Brainerd, not MMA, not to answer these questions. But like I said, this is going to be a one-time video for the Death Clock Armageddon channel. This is not a we're coming back video, okay? This is so the people who like to keep tabs on us.
That really fucking makes me mad that people will do that shit when you're trying to be serious.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yes, Cody Brainerd was a young kid that most definitely has impacted many of us. As I told you, Will, I truly do believe he knew that all of us, regardless of past trauma, were in his corner for his battle. And it was true. I always, always, always messaged Jack because I know Jack visited him multiple times throughout this process of him being sick. I messaged him a lot asking how Cody was doing, if there was any signs of turning around, this, that, and the other thing. I always try to, like, I didn't message Cody personally because he probably didn't check his Facebook. Like, that's not important. So it's like, yeah, I'm sure he knew that we were on his side. I'm sure Jack passed that on, Scott passed that on, because we all have asked and, felt worry or wanted to know that he's okay. And I remember one of the last messages that Jack sent me about Cody before he passed. He had just returned back to Scotland, and I asked how Cody was, as always, and he's like, it's not looking that great. He's like, I had to leave. There was more to the message, and obviously I'm going to keep that in the message, but by the way, he didn't reveal anything. He more or less said that in a way Cody didn't have a lot of time.
The silence spoke volumes. Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's like I got the same vibe. Again, like last week, less than a week ago, was in a hang. I told just said I was in a hangout with Jeff, and Scott was there, and I was asking him about Cody's health and everything, and whenever somebody's reluctant to answer, like if it's good news, they're gonna tell you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They come right out.
Yeah. Most often, you wouldn't even have to. They would just tell you without you even having to ask them. And I asked him, I was like, "Well, is it like?" I asked him, and he said, "Well, it." He said, "What was his exact?" I don't want to misquote him. He says to me that he has his good days, and once he said that, I like my heart fucking sunk, you know,
Right.
because I know what that means, and it's just
Hmm.
like, but even still, like I know you still hold on to hope because you don't, it's not like he said, well, no, he's, it's over because it's never over until it's fucking over.
Right.
And
So, I mean,
my coping mechanism, I apologize. Well, actually, I don't apologize. Fuck you.
uh, I don't know what else to say. So, I mean,
I don't want to. I could address the negativity everybody knows about, but I'm gonna leave that shit out of here
hmm
because that piece of shit has already fucking gotten what he wanted, and that's a whole other can of fucking worms.
yeah, yeah. But I hope that issue gets resolved and um, he gets his just desserts. But like you said, we don't want to talk about that here. This is about positivity and Cody. This is about you, bro. This is about you, Cody.
Mhm.
So it's like I don't have anything left to say. I could keep talking for hours and repeat the same things over and over,
Mm.
but I'm just gonna say my final words, and if you want to, and then we can end this because I don't want to make this a hour long
And
broadcast.
mhm.
Um, so I just want to say this, Cody. I know you're up there. You hear us. We love you. You are part of DCA with us at heart. Rest in peace.
Mhm. It you get me going, you motherfucker.
Sorry. Sorry, I told you I'm
Mm.
emotional.
You son of a bitch.
It's all right.
He you know, like I said, I never got to make proper peace with him, and I hope that he can hear us now and hear me in particular. And I'm sorry that, you know, I wasted so much fucking time doing something so negative, and for what reason? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
To a good person, at the end of the day, you just you sit back and you think about shit like this. Just a kid, he didn't get to live life. He didn't get to live life. You know what I mean? He was on the right path. Yeah, you say going to college, fucking 20 years old, he's gone fighting with this kid over internet shit, he fed shit. Means nothing at the end of the day.
True. It's so true. It's like,
Fucking
what is the point?
count how many fucking countless hours,
Did we waste?
you know? But not only the bad stuff, but the good stuff too. Countless hours spent again. Like he touched a lot of lives,
Hmm.
and I just hope you know I hope you can hear me right now, and I truly and legitimately am sorry for all that, everything, and I mean it when I say it. If I could trade places with you, and you could still be here, and I could be wherever you are, I would do it in a heartbeat, without question. And yeah, what else can you say? It's just even enemies can show respect to each other. You know what I mean? At the least.
Right.
I don't consider him an enemy, but at times, you know, I guess he was, but a worthy foe to say the least. The heart, just he cared about he cared about his friends more so than himself, and how could you not admire that?
Yeah.
So rest peacefully, and my condolences to the family.
Yeah.
And that's all I can really say about it. I can't say anything else that hasn't already been said. The entire community has reached out, and everything they've said about him is 100% truth. There's been maybe one or two where I think they were disingenuous, outside of the cunt. I'm gonna refer to him as cunt, but there was a couple others where I don't think like they actually even knew who the fuck he was, or really didn't have any business talking about him. But that's another conversation for another day, and I would rather not even address the shit, to be honest. But
Yeah.
yeah, to everybody who pumped out legitimate videos, real videos, you know, Dark Horse, Polston, Jeff, Jerry,
Scott, Dallas.
Ian, Scott, Jack,
Oh my God, Jason did a video and
Jason.
he sang a song and I was literally in tears in that whole song.
Yeah. Jason. Jason, yeah, that got to me too. He's, you know what I mean?
It's like his own way of you know.
Mhm.
It's perfect. It's Jason. It's perfect. Oh man, so I think it's time that we end this.
Yeah,
We've said what we need to said. My glasses keep fogging up because I have tears in my eyes, and I can't really see.
I was doing good until you motherfucker, man.
Sorry, I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen. I tried my best the whole hangout to hold back, and when I was saying I know you're up there, it just smacked me in the face, and I couldn't hold back. So, so on behalf of Death Clock, Armageddon, Will, and I, rest in peace, Cody. We love you. Condolences to the family. NWS for life. We salute you. Rest
We'll
in
see
peace,
you on
bro.
the next go around, kid.
We'll be there one day.
Mhm.
Goodbye, everybody, and thank you for watching.